What's going on?
Yo, yo,
It's
yo.
week 9.
Yo,
We
yo,
back.
yo.
This is the Picks Podcast with Matt and Kyle.
Mm, mm,
How you
mm.
doing, Kai?
I'm doing great.
How you
Just
doing
as
with all
great as
that
the
money in your pocket?
KBTs.
How
I'm
you doing with
doing
all that
great with that
money?
money.
All that
Show me the
green.
money. Show me
Show
the money.
us the green. Come on. That's now is that 5
Four
out of
out of the
6?
last
4
five
to 5.
KBTZs.
4 to
Four of the last
5,
five.
dude. Look at that. Unbelievable.
Bang.
That is just,
Bang.
hey, we're doing this for you guys. All right? Like we felt bad that we were hogging all of the green. And I know we had a rough start to the year, but I mean,
We
look
did have a
how
rough start. We were 0 for 5 to start the year.
Hey, and then you know what? I was like, you know what? We need to go public. We need to put our foot down and just go for it. And I'm glad to report Kyle is 100% delivered on his promise.
Oh, wait, no. We were 0 for 4 to start the year.
We were 0 for
We've been
4,
four of
yeah,
the last
because it's
five.
week 9 now.
Yeah, we were 0 4 to start the year.
But I mean, hey, 4 to 5, and we missed the one that we missed was like
The one we missed was because Jerome Mayo won't take a knee.
was
'cause he's a
stupid.
poopy butthole.
Yeah, he
It was
refused to
very
like he refused to just like die, even though they were gonna lose. So, and I've had another good week. That's now 4 good weeks in a row. I went 10-5 this week, straight up.
Nice.
And so that's 5 or less losses in the last 4 weeks. So like, I'm on a great pace, guys. I really am. I can't wait to put the metrics together at the end of the year because I'm killing it so far.
Let's go. Let's go.
So trade deadline was today, which is huge.
Big day today for America. With
Yeah.
the trade deadline.
The trade deadline. Yeah. I don't think there's any other official.
Nothing else is going on.
I don't think there's anything else
It was
official
the trade
going on.
deadline.
Yeah, it's just the trade deadline.
It's just
totally.
the trade deadline and the Picks podcast.
Yeah.
Everyone is certainly
eyes
on the Picks podcast.
My voting sticker right here. I voted for the trade deadline today to stop at 4
that's a good
p.m.
vote
Eastern
right
Standard
there.
Time.
Gotta vote for the trade deadline.
That's what I voted for. So I guess let's just get into it. Kind of underwhelming in my opinion. There wasn't really anything too crazy. I guess I'll just go through in chronological order. So the Lions picked up
our thoughts.
The Lions picked up defensive end Zadarius Smith from the Browns. Makes sense since, Hutch went down with the injury. So Detroit gets Zadarius Smith and a 2026 7th. The Browns get a 2025 5th and a 2026 6th round pick. I think this is a huge win for Detroit because they're only taking on like $600,000 of Smith's remaining salary, and the Browns have already paid him like $11.3 million of his deal this year. So like, this is a huge get. Browns are trending down,
especially with Aiden Hudson's injury.
Of course, yeah. And I mean, to be honest,
definitely bolster up their pass rush, even though they've looked really good.
Oh yeah,
without Aiden.
And they've looked great without him too, which is even doubly impressive. But like, I don't know. I feel like the Browns could have got more for this guy. He's a great. Like,
I think it's just because he's aging fast.
Yeah, I get it, but like, dude, he's still playing at a high caliber level. Like,
Yeah.
So I don't know. I feel like Cleveland could have got a little bit more. Couple minor moves. Bears sent Khalil Herbert to the Bengals for a 7th round pick. Again,
it looks like Zach Moss is out for the year.
Yeah, I was gonna say it makes sense too, just because they said he's out indefinitely with that neck injury. So, extremely underwhelming. Thank you, Liz. Appreciate you. We got what else? We got
Jonathan Mingo.
Yeah, Jonathan Mingo.
For a 4th.
Yeah, dude. So the Cowboys get
What are you doing?
Jonathan Mingo and a 7th round pick from the Panthers, but gave up a 4th to do it. Like, I don't know. Like, I guess there weren't really a lot of wide receivers today. But then on the same foot, the Steelers got Mike Williams from the Jets, and they had to give up a 5th. So you're telling me
Jonathan Mingo currently has 12 catches for 121 yards.
Dude, like, what are we doing, Dallas? What are we doing?
What are you doing?
Oh my goodness. I mean, hey, I'm all here for it. I'm all here for it, man. I love it. I love it when the Cowboys do stupid things. Which I don't think it's necessarily a stupid thing that they did. It's just kind of
stupid with like now Dak's hurt.
Yeah.
And CD's banged up. Like,
yeah, the timing doesn't
really
make sense to me.
Point?
The timing is just kind of all off, in my opinion.
You're 3 games behind the Eagles. You're 4 games
behind
behind
the
the
yeah,
Commanders. What are you
crazy.
doing?
It's crazy,
What are you
man.
doing, Dallas? I guess 3.5
Three and a
because
half, but still,
the
yeah.
Commander hasn't had their bye.
Um,
But
Speaking of the Commanders, they made the biggest splash today. Unfortunately for us Eagles fans, they
yeah,
got cornerback Marshawn Lattimore from the Saints. Washington gets Lattimore in a 2025 fifth round pick, and then the Saints get a third, a fourth, and a fifth, or a fourth, third, a fourth, and a sixth in next year's draft. So that's it's a lot to give up, but I think it's worth it. I don't think the Commanders are necessarily all in this year, considering Daniels is a rookie. They have a lot of guys on kind of 1 year deals, but it makes sense, right? I mean, you're playing so well. Why not just see where this thing goes? And see if you can just take it all
yeah,
away. Especially if you can lock up the division, because I think it's pretty clear at this point the Eagles are their only threat as far as the NFC East goes. So I think it makes perfect sense. You have to play them twice yet still, and you're gonna need all the help you can get in the secondary with the Eagles, playing as well as they have been. So I love the move for Washington. I think that made perfect sense. What do you think?
I think it's a great move. I think Washington corners aren't that good. I think they're doing this because
Yeah.
if you remember last year how much AJ Brown torched
Oh
their
yeah,
corners,
yeah, dude. I
they
mean,
wanted to get a real one.
AJ Brown had it
That's
three last year, man.
Yeah, against Forbes, but I think that's why they're doing it for sure. But I think it's a great move for Washington. I mean, they're right now 7-2. They're a game behind Detroit for the bye.
Yeah,
A game,
that's
I guess,
crazy,
a
man.
game and a half because of the bye week or whatever, which is kind of
Crazy.
nuts. I
That is
mean, I thought
crazy.
Washington was gonna be good this year,
They
but
are
not this
way
good.
ahead of schedule. Way ahead of
Really,
schedule.
just shows how much a quarterback
Yeah.
can just change a whole
Oh
franchise.
yeah. And I know
It's kind of crazy.
they did add like a bunch of, I wouldn't say small, but like medium-sized pieces to their defense and offense. Um,
Yeah, and then
but
they cleaned house with ownership and stuff. I think
yeah,
that's
I think
also a
that's a
huge
big thing
deal.
too. Definitely, they definitely went in a different direction as a just an entire franchise. So
I mean, I have
love the move.
quite a few Washington stats I can mention. Let's see if any are relevant to right now. These aren't opinions this time, guys.
Mm.
Aaron got, I gave him flack.
Yeah,
He
good.
gave me facts.
Gotta
Here's
fact
the
check our
facts.
guys, man.
Commanders only have 3 turnovers on offense through the first 9 games. All-time record through 9 games since turnovers started being tracked in 1933.
Insane.
I'm not sure if that's just for Commanders. He's not very clear on that. That was the one fact he said before, but the walk-off, that was only for Commanders, not
Mm.
for the entire NFL, obviously.
Right.
Um, Commanders are 7-2 for the first time since 1996, before either of us were alive. Since going to
Wow.
college, the DC football team has only been in the playoffs once. Our record was 7-9. Our current record is 7-2. First rookie QB to sweep the Giants in over 50 years. And Commanders are 11-11 on fourth down this season.
Wow.
And they've scored in 34 of 36 quarters this year. The only two they missed were the first quarter of week 1 and then quarter 4 against the Browns when they were up 34-6 and benched Jaden Daniels.
Wow. Insane.
Wow. Yeah. And he
Stats.
texted his brother on Sunday morning saying he wanted Lattimore and he got it. So he
There you
manifested
go.
the move.
Yeah.
The typical Aaron fashion, our
There you go.
resident Commanders fan
Yeah.
expert on the pod.
Our resident commander said, "We'll have to get Aaron on one of these days.
We have to get
One
him
of these
on one of these
shows.
days. Maybe if the Commanders make the playoffs.
One of these shows, we'll have to get him on." All right. I think there were a couple other moves. The Rams traded Tre'Davious White to the Ravens, which was I think that was a good get for the Ravens. So the Rams get
I mean, he's low
a
key kind of washed though.
yeah,
To
but
be
dude,
honest,
the Rams get a 2026 seventh round pick, and then or no, a 2026
it was more of a courtesy
No, no,
trade
yeah,
because
it
he
was.
didn't even
It
want
was
to
a
be with the Ravens
2026
anymore.
seventh round pick, and then the Ravens get a 2027 seventh round pick and Tre'Davious White. They got him for like nothing. So
Yeah,
like
because they were it was just a courtesy trade because
a
he
courtesy
didn't want to
trade.
be with the Rams because he wasn't doing well, and he's
Yeah.
like, trade me away.
Hey, I mean
And they were
like
like, okay. It's a nothing burger. It's a
eh,
nothing burger trade.
I mean if they can squeeze any last ounce of him, I mean the
It's a
dude is
nothing burger. Same with like the
former
Preston
All
Smith deal. The
Pro.
Preston Smith deal was more just getting
Yeah.
him off the
Yeah,
books
that was a
because
get you off the
he's gonna
books.
be like he's a big cap hit this year and next
Yeah.
year and the following year. So
Yeah.
that, I mean, it was only for a seventh. I mean,
Hmm.
Preston Smith's better than that, but it was one of those trades where it's like it's similar to that Brock Osweiler trade like a long
Yeah.
time ago. It's just a trade to get
Get
the
me
guy
off
off
your
the
team.
books.
Yeah, get me
Yeah,
off your
get me off
books.
the
Get me off your
books.
team. Yeah, that last one. So the Steelers got defensive end Preston Smith from the Packers for a seventh
And they got
round
Mike
pick
Williams from
next
the
year.
Jets.
Yeah, so the Steelers actually made the most moves. I think there were a couple other ones, but those were kind of not
Did you
noteworthy.
see Rodgers on McAfee when Mike Williams was traded?
No, I didn't.
It was kind of like the meme where it's like, "Oh no!" Anyway, and he just went on without it. He
That
like
just
completely
yeah,
faked being like, "No, my friend is
yeah,
gone. Oh, I'm so
just
sad." Anyway,
completely faked.
let's talk about immunizations.
Yeah, yeah, just completely faked being like all caring about it.
Yeah.
Uh, in other news, there were a couple more things. Actually, I guess just one more thing I wanted to talk about before we move on to the games. The Saints fired Dennis Allen. Yeah.
Oh, Dennis Allen fired. Yes.
Are you surprised?
No.
That
Are
tends
you
to happen.
surprised, Mister? I
No.
picked the Saints to win the NFC South.
Shut up. I'll stand by it, man. I'll
That was
stand
a
by it.
horrible take.
I'll stand
I
by it.
stood by the fact that the Saints sucked, even then they were 2-0, and everyone thought they were the hottest shit in the league. I still was
Man.
like, they stink. They are poopy.
All right, I
I
got
picked the
that one
Eagles to win in
wrong.
week 3, and they haven't won a game since. And they lost to
I
the Panthers,
and
and
in
they're going to finish last in the division, like I told you in week 1, before week 1, because they're the worst team in the NFC South.
that's not good for me, is it?
They are cooked.
So for those of you who don't
They're going
know,
to be over 80 million over the cap. They
yeah,
have nobody they
yeah,
can cut
they might be
to
bad
save
for a little
money.
bit too.
I mean, I think I think they're taking on the dead cap for Lattimore, which is like $30 million.
I didn't read too
They're
much
they're
into that, so
cooked.
I'm not sure.
They're cooked. They have to like just blow it up
Yeah,
in 2 years.
yeah, that's gonna.
They're so cooked with the books. They
That's
kick the can infinitely down the road. It's time to pay the piper, as they say,
the
and just
piper is being
blow it up.
paid. Yeah, for sure.
They are terrible. They are objectively terrible.
For those of you who don't know, I owe Kyle $200 if the Saints finish last in the NFC South.
I got plus 200 odds.
But I get 100 if they don't. So we're still.
So you get the 100 from Tony when the Eagles have a better record than the Jets.
Essentially, yeah. I love that. I love that logic. All right, let's move on. Let's talk about some football games here. Let's go to Thursday night in
Thursday night football,
New Jersey, where
I
thought,
told you guys, if you've been listening to the podcast,
I thought it was gonna happen
weeks
again.
ago, I told you that CJ Stroud performs terrible against good defenses on the road.
Dude,
And he performed. He put up an Anthony Richardson stat line.
Oh my god! Thank God I benched him
He
in
had
fantasy.
like 30% completion percentage.
Oh, it was
like,
so bad. It was so
terrible.
bad.
Let me look at it.
And yet the Jets
Anthony Richardson-esque stat line.
And yet the Jets still almost managed to jet that game so hard.
Not in the second half. The Jets actually.
No, but dude, at halftime,
at halftime, yeah. Oh, the drop,
bro,
oh
Malachi Corley.
Remember that?
Literally just threw the
terrible.
ball away.
Why do NFL players do this?
And then
Why do they like?
just,
if I was an NFL,
literally,
I would just hold the football over the line. Why
dude,
would you drop it?
You literally
like, oh, you look so cool.
Just
so
act.
If you drop it before, you look so stupid.
Dude, just act like the back line is the goal line. Just carry that shit in. Like I don't get it. It's objectively just a terrible like flex. It's not even a flex
because it doesn't even look that cool.
It doesn't even look cool. Like it would look way cooler if you threw it away in the middle of the end zone and just kept running or something. Like it would be the same thing. It would be the same exact thing. Yeah. So like I thought
so much cooler celebrations like Amon-Ra's where he like was on his head like a little pencil dive. You know, he just went,
yeah.
Like that was way cooler. Why not just do that?
Yeah. I'll tell you,
Macarena. I don't know.
CJ Stroud's kind of tough to watch.
Yeah, 11 for 30 and 191.
Dude, oh my! I mean,
Anthony Richardson-esque stat line.
I mean, Joe Mixon continues to eat, and that's the only reason that game was like remotely close. I mean, I get that that they didn't have Nico Collins. You know, Diggs is out for the year now, so I get that. But like, he was tough. He was tough to watch, honestly.
Dude, honestly, the
decision making was terrible.
Really well.
Oh yeah, no, they
Jets
did.
had 8 sacks.
They had 8 sacks.
The Texans O-line's kind of booty cheeks.
That's
at least in pass protection.
Yeah.
Low key kind of booty.
No,
cheeks.
their run blocking is A1.
Oh yeah, the run game is good. They're a run first team. Like everybody's like, oh, I love Stroud. Like the public.
Yeah.
Like, the casual NFL fans. They're like, oh, Stroud's just so good. He's so good thrower. The Texans are a run first team. If they can't run the ball.
I'm telling you.
And like if you get ahead or whatever, then like it's Dunzo.
He's been tough. And then also,
The Texans are probably gonna win the division because the rest of the NFC South sucks,
yeah.
and they're already a 2-game head lead against the Colts,
And then
and
and then also
I
the
just they're probably gonna lose in the wild card.
yeah, probably. I
That's
can
my
see that.
prediction. They'll be like the 3 or the 4 seed.
They'll limp their
They'll
way
lose in the
in.
wild card.
Also the Jets had that unnecessary roughness penalty on the punt and then the field goal. And I was just like, I'm like, dude, what are you? And then they still managed to win by 2 scores because oh my god, we have to talk about the Garrett Wilson touchdown.
Oh, the Garrett Wilson catch was incredible.
Holy shit, dude!
Oh my lord!
Holy shit! I think that's the best catch I've ever seen. I think you could
It's
argue
like
it.
rivals the Odell catch, in my
Oh,
opinion.
dude, yes, absolutely.
Yes, it's up there with the Odell catch.
Holy shit! I didn't even think he caught it at first. I thought
Dude,
he like
I saw when I was watching it live, I was like, holy shit, he fucking caught. But then I was worried he was out of bounds. But then like
well
his
no.
shin touched first.
I didn't even think he caught it, and then I saw it on the replay, like the fast replay, like the game replay, and I was like, oh, he's out of bounds. And then they slow it down. I'm like, wait a minute, I think he's in. And like honestly, if they had like they called him out of bounds first, and I'm actually kind of surprised that they reversed it because I didn't think it was conclusive. But I mean,
yeah, I agree. I was low key a little shocked, but like
I
I guess the shin counts.
yeah, but like at the same time, it's like if you do that, then I think you just kind of deserve it. Like,
Yeah.
like honestly, I think
I mean that counts, but like if he touched his same foot down twice, that's no catch.
yeah,
You know.
yeah, that's true. So the Jets get a win, much needed. So I guess they're hanging around. We'll see. I mean, it's still
low key a kind of easy schedule.
yeah. I mean, their schedule's not too tough, so
let's look up. I know they play Arizona this week.
We'll see. We'll see.
They play the Colts. Then they have their bye. Then they play Seattle, Dolphins, Jags, Rams. Not a horrible schedule.
No, it's not bad, honestly.
And then, I mean, if they realistically they have to go. What are they at? They're at 3-6.
Yeah.
I mean, they have to go. I guess 7-1, or like 7-1. Like worst case, maybe because the AFC is kind of weak, they might be able to sneak in as the 7th seed if they go like 6-2. Or yeah, I guess 6-2.
Yeah, they'd have to probably go like 5-3, 6-2.
They'd have to go. They have to go 6-2 or 7-1.
Yeah,
I think
probably.
down the stretch.
Probably,
which they could do.
It's feasible.
But we'll see. I don't want to call anything on the Jets because I mean they lost most of their games by 1 score. So I mean we'll see, but I don't know. I don't want to count them out.
See.
They're exciting.
All right, let's touch on some not so close ones. Let's go to Baltimore. Denver and Baltimore. 41-10. I think does that sound right? Is the final score?
Yeah. Typical Ravens bounce back after a fucking
Vegas knew.
choke job.
Vegas knew. The line was 9.5 before game time, and I'm like, what? Like they have a great defense.
Obviously Ravens, bro.
Did you hammer
Ravens always bounce?
We talked about
I hammered
this.
The Ravens.
You hammered the Ravens? Right,
I think that the Ravens always bounce back when they play a shitty game.
Yeah.
Like what did they won that game after they lost to the Raiders.
Yeah. Dude, Derrick Henry was literally unstoppable.
But the Ravens are typical, you know, they'll romp teams, but then they'll also just like lose close games. But they never do that twice in a row.
Did you see the Broncos ran the Philly special?
Yeah, no, I saw a Bo Nix call touchdown.
Yeah, Broncos ran the Philly special and it worked. It's pretty cool. But yeah, that one was kind of a blowout. And then
because after the Raiders game, which I'm even more confused on how that happened. But after that, they blew out the game was closer, the score was closer, but they blew out the Cowboys.
Yeah, they did. Go to Cincinnati. Raiders and Bengals. This one wasn't too close either.
Not close either. Raiders fired their offensive coordinator. Their head coach said they do not know who the quarterback is going to be, and they do not know who the offensive coordinator is going to be.
Man, they're in shambles.
So
and
the Raiders are also.
I don't think Antonio Pierce isn't for long. I don't think.
No,
I think he has till the end of the year.
That,
they probably won't do it. Yeah, they probably won't do it mid-season. I'd be pretty surprised.
I don't think they will.
I'd be pretty surprised if they do it mid-season, but they're probably looking to turn the page after the season concludes.
You see Sanders or whatever from Colorado. He's like every time the Raiders lose, he tweets "Thank God." So I guess he wants to get drafted.
Guess he wants to be I guess so. Yeah, I mean we've been waiting all year for Cincinnati to dominate an opponent like this, and I mean they finally did. So good for them. step in the
Yeah.
right
Cincinnati's kind of in
direction.
the same boat as the Jets, where they have to like basically win
Yeah,
all of their games, or like maybe 1 or 2 losses to
yeah,
make the playoffs.
yeah.
But Cincinnati, I have much more confidence in than I do the Jets.
Fair enough. Yeah, I think that's a fair observation.
I think Cincinnati, I can make the playoffs, and I want to look
They
at their
could be
schedule
they
real
could
quick.
be a
If I
wild card
remember right,
team.
their schedule's low key kind of easy, just from what I
I
remember
can't.
from
Yeah,
the very
I
first
don't remember off the top
podcast.
of my head. I know we
But
went
their
through it.
schedule overall, I remember being relative. I mean, this game against the Ravens this week is huge. If they win this
Yeah,
game against the
yeah,
Ravens, that is enormous
huge
to their
game,
playoff chances.
huge game.
I think they could win. It's a short week, but we'll see. Then they got the Chargers. That's a tough game. Steelers, Cowboys, Titans, Browns, Broncos, Steelers. That's a doable schedule right there for the
It's
Bengals for
doable.
Joe Burrow.
It's
They need
doable.
Higgins back though.
Yeah, they're gonna get some guys back eventually.
Yeah, they got Mike Gesicki.
Yeah, he scored twice, man.
He's twice. Joe Burrow 5 touchdown passes. What a stud. Very
Flexing in the end
comfortable
zone.
for the KBTs right there. I
Yeah,
mean, it was tied
for
in the
sure.
first quarter, but the Bengals had that game.
Let's go to one that I didn't think we'd talk about, but we're gonna talk about it because it was a great game. Pats and Titans.
Oh,
That
what an
was
incredible game.
that was incredible, man. Final score in overtime was where the hell is this final score? Even though I should know it off the top of my head, 20-17. Titans take this one in overtime. Did you have the Titans or did you pick the?
I picked the Patriots to cover. I
Oh,
also think I picked them to win. They
see,
did
I was back
cover.
and forth on it, and I'm like, home dogs. Um,
Also, like the Titans, like the Lions curse, which still continues because the Titans did not cover.
yeah.
The
If you
Titans were
look at
-3.5.
Vrabel has a very good record as a home dog, and that was like my deciding factor in picking Tennessee. So I'm glad I picked Tennessee because they ended up winning. Yeah, dude, this one was a super underrated game, super fun, back and forth. Drake May, I think you saw him struggle at times in this one.
Yeah, but that last play though.
Dude, that was like I think that was almost as long as the Jaden Daniels Hail Mary. I mean, dude was
Yeah, I think it
literally
had to be almost as long. He was running
scrambling around.
forever.
Yeah, I mean, but he had a lot less room to work with because they were so close to the end zone. And then he makes this unreal throw just being tackled by two dudes at the same time. And it was just crazy, man. Like that was fun. Um and then the Titans just go on the super long drive. I mean, Tony Pollard continues to be their best
Yeah,
asset.
28 for 128.
Dude, I mean, talk about the year he's having.
He's having a great
I don't
year.
think
He went
anyone
3
saw
for
that
23 in the
coming.
air.
I don't think anyone saw that coming, to be honest.
Yeah, Dallas should
Um,
have kept him.
yeah, honestly, could you imagine if
I mean,
Dallas?
honestly, like, I mean, if that injury he had at the end of last season with like his leg
Yeah,
at the playoffs when during the Zeke center play against the Niners a couple years ago,
yeah,
like that, I think it took him a while to recover from that, and that's why he was kind of like a little bit of a bum last
yeah,
year.
yeah.
But
But
I think with the Titans, he's done a lot better.
that
which is
definitely
good to
falls
see.
on Dallas though, because it's like you didn't stick with your guy, and you didn't have a plan B, so
Yeah, now you
Titans
have
just reap
Rico
the
Dowdle,
rewards
you got
there.
Zeke,
Yeah.
but I mean, Dallas' season's over. Spoiler alert.
We'll get to that in a little bit. Um, First we'll touch on I don't know how they fucking lost this game. The Saints and Panthers, man. Oh my god.
Ooh.
Oh, did you pick Carolina?
I did pick
All right,
Carolina.
good. I knew you were. And you know what? I was thinking about taking Carolina, and I'm like, I think out of just decency for myself, I have to pick the Saints. Like I have to do it. And I was immediately
Always Carolina. The Saints are booty cheeks.
man, I was immediately not
Rip Chris
rewarded for
Olave
that.
though.
Yeah, dude, they
Dude,
stopped
Chris
the game.
Olave not talked about enough, but like he is in that like Tua concussion territory.
It's
He's already
getting
had 2 concussions this year.
it's getting
He's
to
had
that point.
5 or 6 since
Yeah,
college.
it's getting to
He
that
might
point.
be on that like you got to I mean, obviously Tua because all his concussions were in prime time. But
Yeah,
like Chris Olave's had a lot, and I mean,
yeah,
Derek Carr did throw him a hospital pass.
yeah. I was gonna
The one
say
thing that
Carr really didn't do
yeah,
him
no,
any
Derek
favors on
Tom
that.
Brady's brought it up, but like back in the day, back before the NFL got soft and you could actually like tackle people,
Yeah,
like the throws over the middle, like almost like if Tom Brady, I remember he was saying in an interview that like when he was playing like Ed Reed or Ray Lewis or whatever, like
yeah,
he wouldn't throw the ball over the middle because he like literally beat
Yeah,
Johnny
because he knew
to
that they were
death
gonna
through
fucking
his
kill their
receivers.
receivers. Yeah, they'd
And
literally
like even
die.
like I've heard like Troy Aikman talk about it with like Michael Irvin and stuff. Like you could not throw over the middle against especially these
Yeah,
hard hitting guys. But like nowadays, like because of the rules, they're just like, oh, I'll throw it over the middle or whatever. But
yeah,
like you can't do that.
and
Like
yeah,
you
but
gotta
you're right. A lot of the
you
guys
gotta
on
throw picks to protect your guys.
yeah, like a lot of the guys on defense won't even bother like going for that highlight reel hit because they're probably gonna get flagged most
They'll
likely,
probably get flagged for it, which
and
they
even
did. I mean, if you saw the replay, there was like 4 yellow flags just
yeah,
blowing
and then
right on
and
the
even if
field.
you hit the guy legally nowadays, they'll just fucking fine you anyway
Yeah, they'll fine you for it.
for yeah because you're hit on the defensive. Oh, it was,
Either way, though,
which
I
is
still agree with
stupid.
Tom. It falls on the responsibility of the quarterback to still like
Oh
tell
yeah,
him, 'I'm gonna
100%.
throw you a
I would
hospital ball.
I would say in most situations it falls on the quarterback. Absolutely.
I mean, a lot of like Michael Thomas and Chris Olave's brother were shooting shit at Derek Carr on Twitter, how much they don't like him.
Well,
Michael Thomas is out of the league, slant boy.
I've got a stat for you that you're gonna eat up. Um,
Oh my god, I'm
so
so excited. I think I know the stat already.
I think you do, yeah. So the Saints outgained the Panthers by 150
Yes,
plus
I know the
yards.
stat.
They ran for 150 plus yards, and they won the turnover battle. Over the last 20 years, teams that have met that criteria are 275 and 0. The Saints on Sunday met that criteria and lost. That is wild.
Saints are booty cheeks.
That is
I
wild.
told you, Matt. Why did you pick them to win the division? Why?
I don't know.
Thinking? What were you thinking?
I told you to stop the count after 2 weeks. I told you.
Stop the count.
I told you. I told you to stop the count.
And I warned you. I told you all. The teams they beat, the Panthers, which I mean, they're coming a little to their own. You know, I think I like the coach. They've kind of been a little spoiler alert for what's coming ahead. But KBTs this week. But I think the Saints are booty cheeks because they're old. I mean, granted, they've been rattled with injuries. They're old. They have like no cap space anymore. Derek Carr is low key not that good, and they're terrible. And Dennis Allen's a terrible head coach, and he got fired because he's a bad head coach and he hates all his players, and he was making fun of them all, and he sucks.
Man, was that offense fun to watch for 2 weeks though. That offense.
Well, yeah, because they played two terrible teams.
That offense was fun though.
I mean, they played the Panthers week 1 when they sucked.
Yeah.
And then they played Dallas, who sucks.
It was fun though.
As we've all learned.
It was fun, man. It was fun while it lasted. Hopefully, I can make some sort of income. Anyway, let's move on. Yeah, speaking of bad teams, even though you just mentioned them, the Dallas Cowboys lost again. This time to the Atlanta Falcons. 27-21. It ain't getting any better for Dallas, is it?
Nope.
It ain't getting any better.
Dak hurt his hamstring.
Dude, their play calling.
Gonna go on IR.
Yeah,
CeeDee Lamb was hurt, and they kept throwing him.
And they kept throwing him in. Like, it's crazy, dude.
Like to die. Just like CD save us because he's literally the only competent person on their offense.
Dude, the Cowboys turned it over on downs 4 times.
Now they got Jonathan, but now Jonathan Mingo's gonna save the day, Matt.
No.
Even before Mingo's gonna save the team.
They already have
Jerry Jones. Mingo, he saw something in Mingo.
Yeah.
Mingo's gonna save the game, save the team.
Apparently, Jerry Jones, in Jerry Jones' words, he's just a fan of fast color boys.
Yeah.
As he would say.
Jesus Christ.
Getting a little dicey today. Their play calling is hilarious, dude. I love. Like, did you see the fake punt? Like, they were down.
Yeah, I saw the fake punt that failed. That was
they were down. Like, dude, just go for it. Like. Like why?
Like McCarthy's gonna get fired.
Like you're gonna catch them off guard there. Like they were so ready. They were so ready for it too.
I can't believe they traded a fourth for Mingo, bro. They
bro, it was crazy.
They're allowing so much of their cap to CD and Dak next year.
Yeah.
And you probably also got to pay Parsons. Like they got to build.
They ain't paying Parsons. He's not gonna want to stay.
Why would you give? No, I don't think he's going to be able to pay Parsons.
No, they might tag him
because he wants to be an Eagle so bad.
Yeah, they might tag him, but
he does.
I think he might hold out.
His podcast, he wants to be an Eagle, bro.
I have heard that.
He wants to be an Eagle so bad.
Dude, Penn State, Philadelphia, Saquon.
Dude, he wants to be an Eagle so bad. I already know.
I think he does.
I've been saying this for years. He's gonna be an Eagle.
Cowboys were 3 for 13 on third down, which was not good. Falcons, I guess, weren't too much better because they were 4 for 13. So, but I think the difference was Kirk Cousins was super efficient in the game. He was 19 of 24, He had 3 touchdowns. He did lose a fumble, but he did not throw a pick. So credit to the Falcons. And they kind of led
Darnell Mooney, good.
wire to wire.
Bijan did really good.
Yeah, their offense was in
Drake
rhythm.
London got hurt, which that's a shame. He's been having a
Yeah,
really good year.
honestly, I think they were
I'm not
probably
sure
gonna
how
put
bad
up
his
more
injury
points.
is. I'll see if there's any
I didn't.
updates.
Yeah, I don't know if there was an update. I didn't get a chance to look at that.
Taking a look at it right now. He had a hip injury.
Hmm,
Believed to have suffered a hip pointer. That is the latest news.
that's not an easy heal, typically.
Hip pointer recovery time.
It depends.
Pointer recovery time NFL is 1 to 3 weeks, but
Yeah.
it could take up to 8 weeks.
Yeah, it's
a variable injury.
It's a difficult injury to judge.
Typical 2 to 4 weeks.
Yeah.
That's what ortho.com says.
Yay for my fantasy team, whose number 1 receivers Drake London.
Yay. I
Stinky.
traded away Drake London. Yay.
Oh, good for you.
I also, in my other league where I have Drake London, I also have Darnell Mooney. Yay.
I have Mooney in our league.
A soul for a soul.
I have Mooney in our league, and he's
Mooney's
disgusting.
right now the wide receiver 12 in fantasy.
Dude. Yes,
if you didn't know.
Oh, I know.
Dude, he's a stud.
Oh, I know. I know
him.
all about Darnell. Let's move on here.
Yeah, but Falcons are good. Falcons are, since the Eagles game, they're 5-1.
Yeah, it's crazy.
They're on a little bit of a roll.
That's crazy. They're on a
and
lot
they
of
beat the Bucks twice.
They're on a lot of bit of a
the
roll.
NFC South is theirs.
Yeah, it's theirs to lose at this point. Definitely theirs to lose.
And Dallas season's over. If Dak
I think
games,
so.
Dallas
I think so.
Over.
I think so. I think they should.
Rest in peace. Till next year. Till their year next year.
Pour one out for Dallas.
Pour one out for Dallas. Rip John. Sorry, John.
Let's move on to Buffalo. Which was, I think, probably the best game of the week. This one was super entertaining.
Very exciting game.
Bills win 30-27. Tyler Bass, baby, from 61.
Dude, redemption season.
Redemption, man.
Like low-key booty cheeks.
Yeah, I mean, he missed
the playoffs last year.
He missed an extra point in that earlier in the game too. Yeah, and he's missed
61-yarder to win it. Wow.
Dude, yeah, he cleared it too. Like it wasn't even close. He cleared it.
Yeah.
He was getting emotional in the locker room. He got the game ball, which was a great scene. Yeah, super good. It was extremely fun fourth quarter. A lot of back and forth. Throughout the fourth quarter. I mean, basically the whole game.
Points in just the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I mean, it was basically the whole game, but like neither offense or neither defense could really stop each other in the fourth. They just wanted it more. This game is another example that the Dolphins need Tua Tagovailoa to be healthy and be competent. Dude was outstanding.
Yeah.
He was outstanding. He was 20,
Dude, you know
25
who really
and 28.
Needs Tua? Devon Achane, bro. Devon Achane, like his splits with Tua.
Oh, dude, it's insane.
Without Tua, he's like booty cheeks.
It's insane.
But like with Tua, he's been like the RB like 1,
yeah,
2,
because
he
doesn't have to do everything. He doesn't have to do everything. I mean,
he has like 8 catches, bro.
Yeah.
PPR, he's a monster.
Oh yeah, he's insane. He's insane. The him and Mostert duo though kind of is falling off a little bit, wouldn't you say though?
No, I think it's kind of they complement each other really well. Like Mostert's more of that power back, and
yeah, but
Devon
last year
almost more of like a slot guy.
Last year it was all Achane. Well, I guess it wasn't Achane because he was hurt for a lot last year. But
no, it was kind of like a split, honestly, between the two, and I think that's kind of what it is this year.
Yeah, I would say
they're have his games.
They're
Achane is so involved in the receiving game.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
It's kind of like a different style back.
Yeah. For sure.
Like Miami's offense is really unique.
They have a very dynamic offense when it's working. And I mean more proof that Tyreek Hill needs to as well, or at least a competent quarterback back there. Oh, excuse me. But I mean, I think it's just at this point it sucks, but it's kind of too little, too late for the Dolphins.
Hey, you never know, though. I mean, probably not for the AFC East. I think Buffalo's kind of running away with it. They said on the broadcast that they could clinch it this month.
That would be nuts. That would be. I mean, now Miami's now 2-6 though.
That they win the division in November.
Yeah,
but now that Miami's 2-6, Jets are 3-6,
and then the Patriots have.
What are the Pats 2-7?
2-7, yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so like they could easily win the division.
That's crazy, dude. Dude, they're up. They're up 4 games on the next team in their division. That's crazy. In November.
I know,
that's crazy.
Absolutely nuts.
Landslide, man.
Landslide for the Bills.
All right, we'll touch on a couple other ones. Let's go to Chargers and Browns.
Dude,
Chargers
Chargers look
cleaned.
really good.
Chargers, I mean, I don't. So it was a really big letdown game for Winston. He came falling back down to earth.
Yeah,
Um,
he threw a bunch of
and
interceptions.
it's a shame that the
A bunch of
Browns.
bad ones too.
Yeah, it's a shame that the Browns just can't seem to get Nick Chubb going, and I don't know if that's more on Chubb or
I think that's more on the Chargers' run defense. The Chargers' run defense
yeah,
is,
I mean,
believe, top 5.
it could be, but I think it's also just their O line is so banged up. Like they have nobody on the O line that's like just you know what I mean? Like their O line they just have a lot
Yeah.
of injuries and I don't know. I just
Chargers are a top 10 rushing defense. I
yeah.
take it back, but
Okay, but yeah, they're
they're
still
top 10.
yeah,
a lot of
they're
metrics
still
and
good. I
stuff,
mean,
but-
they shut Chubb down for most of the game. But yeah, man, I think I think everyone was kind of sleeping on the Chargers this year. I was kind of in that boat. I didn't think they'd be that good, but 5-3, they're right there. They're right where they need to be. I believe they're a
Herbert's
playoff.
been playing phenomenal the past few
Yeah.
weeks. Quentin Johnson's back from his injury, and he's looked really good.
Dude, yeah, and then
J.K. Dobbins has been
Dobbins,
a monster
yeah.
so far this season.
Dobbins had a
The
couple.
Chargers are legitimately pretty good right now.
I
It's a
think-
shame that they lost to the Chiefs. I watched that game. That was a game they could have won.
Yeah,
There was like one pass that it was honestly incredible. Herbert threw this dime right into Dobbins' hands on the sideline, and he just dropped it. It literally was like almost a perfect pass in double coverage.
I don't know
Hit
if I
him
caught
right
that.
in the hands, and he dropped it.
I don't know if I
It
caught
was a
that
shame.
one.
If the Chargers won that game, honestly, I wouldn't be. They would be competing for that division. It's just the fact that the Chiefs are inevitable.
Yeah,
We'll get to that later.
they're
but-
literally Thanos. We'll go to Washington. Actually, we'll go to back to New Jersey. Where the Washington Commanders beat the New York Giants, 27-22.
Shout out to Daniel Jones, first touchdown in MetLife in over 600
Yeah.
days.
He also had one of the oddest stats. So he became the first quarterback in NFL history to have 0 passing yards and a passing touchdown at halftime. He had 0, dude. It's insane. I don't know how.
Oh my God,
I don't know
Daniel
how
Jones.
they figure. I don't know how they figure out how to do these things. It's insane to me. It's insane to me.
Giants, man.
It's wild to me. I mean, they hung in there.
Yeah.
It's a divisional game. Anyway, that's to be expected. I think a lot of people.
Yeah, I mean, I thought I had them covering, which they didn't do.
What was the
but,
line?
I
It was
mean,
5.5.
It was
No,
3.5.
that was 3.5.
I believe so.
I thought it was 5.5.
Might have ended at 5, but I'm pretty sure it was 3. Might have
Interesting.
been 4.
Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was 3.5. It was 3.5. I confirmed. 3.5 was the line.
I have no idea why the Giants decided to go for 2. Also, when they were down 8, they just scored. They made it. They made it
I think
24
they
to.
didn't like their kicker.
Dude, they have a kicker now.
No, their kicker got hurt. They went to
Mid-game?
their third kicker.
Again?
No. Before the game,
Who was the kicker? It was
like they had Jude Akatami.
McAtee. He's the punter.
Akatami.
He's the punter.
Oh, he went to Rutgers.
He's their
Oh, he's their
punter.
punter.
Yeah.
Oh, he's the punter kicker.
No, he's their
He's their
punter.
Ah,
Yeah, no, he's their punter. So, all right, that's why. Dude, how
yeah,
do they
that's
get?
Why?
uh,
Why? If
why do they
only
keep-
the Giants had a kicker?
Why do they keep getting kickers that are hurt? This is
What are they
just a
doing?
Giants thing, man. It's such a Giants thing. It's just so funny to me. Yeah, I don't know. So I guess that's why they did that. I didn't know that at the time, so I guess that makes a little bit more sense.
Yeah,
Still funny though. Commanders win again. They're now 7-2, which holy shit.
absolutely nuts.
I didn't think
Shane Daniels
way ahead of
didn't expect
schedule.
this either.
I thought they'd be maybe above 500, but like they were one of the best teams in the league. Like it's crazy.
I know. It's absolutely nuts.
It's crazy, man. I love football. I love it. It's so unpredictable and cool.
It's better than any other sport.
Says the guys who have a football podcast. I love football.
I love football.
Such insight. Much wow.
Much wow.
Let's go to Arizona where the
Wow.
Cardinals continue to impress. Hey, surprise! Guess who's in first place in the NFC West? The Arizona
The
Cardinals. 5-3. That's now 3
Shout out
in
to
a
that
row.
one guy that commented near the beginning of the season saying, "Watch out for the Cardinals; they can be good."
Oh
I
yeah, I
don't
remember that
was.
guy.
It was some random guy.
I remember
Shout
that
out
guy.
to him, bro. He knew.
He
He
came.
knew.
He came in, dropped the truth, and dipped, bro.
Dropped the truth and dip. He knew
Yeah,
Cardinals be leading the division after 9 weeks.
that's crazy.
Dude, with
Yeah,
the Bears though, that Hail Mary destroyed them.
dude.
They're
Honestly,
done. It killed their soul. They all want
I mean,
Eberflus fired.
they
Did you
made,
see DJ Moore just walk off the field in the middle of a
dude.
play?
He said, "I'm
Dude,
fucking done."
they're cooked.
he
They're cooked, bruh.
goes, "I'm done. I'm out."
They're donezo. That Hail Mary destroyed
Yeah,
their soul.
dude. The Achilles heel of the Bears just continues to be their offensive line. Honestly,
Yeah.
I'm kind of surprised they didn't try to make a move today.
How
They're
many
like
sacks did they get?
8.
They got 8
Eight.
sacks.
Oh no, 6. They had 6 sacks.
6 sacks.
But
And
they
the
had
Cardinals pass rush isn't even that good.
no. It was worse than that though. They had 6. So yeah, they sacked them 6 times, but they had 12 QB hits.
Wow.
12 QB hits, bro. I mean, that's insane.
Big yikes.
Yeah.
Hate to see that.
Yeah, they made him uncomfortable the entire game. Like he had no time to do anything. Caleb did. So yeah, I mean that's an impressive win. Yeah, dude, that Hail Mary could be the end of their season.
Yeah. Cardinals though, honestly, just ever since that Chargers game, from what I've watched, their identity is James Conner.
Oh yeah, they're
immediately grounded. They're a ground,
ground and pound.
team,
Yeah,
for sure.
they're like, yeah, we're gonna run the football, try and stop it.
Try to stop us, and they've honestly been doing phenomenal
Yeah,
at it.
they
Also,
have.
shout out to Kyler Murray, undefeated since Call of Duty came out.
Yeah,
Squashing
dude.
the rumors.
Dude, he killed
fantasy
that.
wise, he didn't do that good.
No,
this
he
week,
did terrible, but
they won the game.
He killed it.
But
he killed those rumors off. He doesn't need to be
his KD ratio right now, incredible.
He doesn't need to be that guy anymore.
He loves his Black Ops 6.
Yeah, 6. All right, let's go to Philly to talk about the Eagles.
Oh boy, what an exciting
I
game.
thought this one was going to be a comfortable win, and so it wasn't.
So did I. I agreed. I was about to put red zone on.
Literally, we were talking about
for
this.
me and the girl.
Dude, crazy. Yeah, I started doing laundry, man. I started like dusting and shit, and then I'm like, oh shit, now I gotta watch it.
Eyes glued to the TV for the rest of the game.
I will say though,
dude,
objectively, that was one of the worst officiated games I have ever seen. That was like just the whole day. They were so shit the entire day.
Terrible officiating.
Like,
I'm not one to blame the refs usually.
No, and I'm not either.
That Saquon fumble, their justification for it, like,
oh my, all right, so
stumble. There's nothing in the rule book that says stumble.
So let me read this.
Refs,
yeah, this
can
is.
They not read? Can
this
they not
is,
read?
This is Nick Butterworth.
Butterworth?
Yeah.
Cannot read?
This is so the question to Nick Butterworth, who is the vice president of the NFL Instant Replay. So they asked him, why did you determine that the on-field ruling of a fumble was in fact a fumble? He said, on that play, the running back was touched by a defensive player, number 51, and then he did have contact with number 69 of the offense. It was deemed a stumble on the field, so because it was a stumble, when he went down, he would not have been down by contact and therefore is ruled a fumble. Follow-up question. So what would you have qualified as down by contact when number 51 touched him there? Butterworth goes on to say, if no other player hit him and they ruled it not to be a stumble, and then he went down after contact by number 51 of the defense with no other contact and immediately went down, then he would have been down by contact. As Kyle alluded to earlier, there's just one problem with that explanation in that the word stumble isn't used once in the NFL official rulebook. So
Control F. Can't find it in the rulebook.
This is literally just a fancy way of saying we fucked up, and I'm gonna give you some bullshit explanation as to why we fucked up. But we're gonna tell you that we're right anyway, because we're the NFL.
Yep.
Another thing, Jalen Hurts, when they went for it up, what was it? When they scored the touchdown, 16-0.
At the end of the half.
He clearly was over the goal line, and then they were like, nah, fam, you're not. So it should have been 18-0 at halftime. By the way, for the Saquon fumble, if you guys didn't watch the game, the Jaguars picked it up and scored a touchdown. So like this was a monumental call. And then they got the 2-point conversion.
Game 16-22 in a minute.
The officiating essentially spotted the Jags 10 points. This game should not have been close at all. So but in spite of all that, the Eagles still blew them out. Well, they still outplayed them by a lot, is what I meant to say. But, bro, Was that not one of the craziest plays you've ever seen by Saquon Barkley?
Oh my god,
The
that was
reverse hurdle,
oh my lord,
the
what
reverse
a play!
hurdle, dude.
One of the biggest. I wouldn't say it's like one of the greatest plays of the season because
That could be the play of the year.
usually a greatest play is like a touchdown or something.
Actually, well, the Hail
impacts
Mary will probably be the play
But
of the
like
year.
that was probably the best athletic feat
Yes.
I've ever seen.
Yeah.
In
That
an NFL
that was the
game.
most. Yeah, no, 100%. That was the most athletic thing I've ever seen anybody do on a football field. Like that rivals any play you want to put up. Like
that was nuts.
Dude, the replay when they showed the replay to the crowd, it was literally like the meme where it's like the bunch of dudes and it's like, oh, it was like the whole crowd was like, oh, it was crazy. And then on top of that, the Devontae Smith touchdown, which was like one of the best catches I've ever seen an Eagles receiver make ever.
Any receiver, not just Eagles.
Well,
That
no,
was
I'm
an
just saying
incredible
specifically
catch.
Eagles because we watch the Eagles a lot. We're Eagles fans,
Well,
so like
yeah,
we know
we watched the
we're
Eagles,
familiar
but
with
I'm
like.
just saying in general, that was one
But
of the
just
most
in
impressive
general,
catches I've
bro,
ever seen.
crazy. I guess another takeaway from this game is, I mean, Nick Sirianni just continues to hate points. Like objectively,
Yeah, I honestly, I don't have that big of an issue with the 2-point calls. The first one,
no.
like
So
whatever, they were up a lot, and like the tush pushes should be automatic or pretty close to it. I didn't really hate it. The second one, I don't really know why they went for 2 again. They might as well
No.
just have kicked the point.
Yes.
And
then the third one, no.
The one I had a problem with, the biggest mistake, and then when they went for it the third time, that objectively is the right call because then you're up by 14. Objectively that is the right call.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
But the biggest mistake I had,
I know what you're gonna say, but
was when they did that 4th and 1 rollout.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was objectively the worst coaching
You
decision.
had Hurts drop back like
game.
10 yards. When you literally have a play, I don't know if you've heard of it. It's called the tush push. It kind of works like
You have
90% of the time.
And even if you don't want to do the tush push because they stopped it twice. I mean, this time, like all the other ones is like a full yard.
Yeah.
This was like literal inches. It was like 4th and like 3 inches. It was so
It was
tight.
so close. Like
you either A, you do the tush push, which is what I would have done if I was the offensive coordinator.
Yes.
Then B, run it with Saquon because he's been destroying.
Who literally hasn't been stopped all day.
One of the best running backs in the league.
Who was literally averaging.
See, if you're gonna surprise him with a pass, don't do a long developing outside rollout
so
play.
Stupid.
Why? Just do like a little quick pass.
So stupid.
To the outside to Calcaterra or Devontae.
Or literally.
That was objectively a terrible play.
Dude, yeah, like he like.
That was the big. That was the
one. I was like.
Whatever. Like you could be like whatever. He's showing aggression. That's a point of the Eagles organization in general.
Yeah.
But that was the play that I was like, stupid.
There was no justification for that play call. 100% agree.
Yeah, and the other ones you could say what you will. I don't think people would complain if he got him. So that's why I'm not upset with it.
Yeah,
that rollout was objectively, in my opinion,
the worst one.
Mistake.
I also think not kicking the field goal to go up 13-0 in the second quarter.
Oh yeah, when they went for it on 4th.
It was like 4th and 3 or something.
Honestly, if you watch that play, AJ was open. Like
I know Hurts missed him.
It's just the corner. No, actually, if you watch,
it was a little behind.
The Madden view.
Yeah.
I guess it was like a little high, but it was that was more the corner catching up to the ball. Because if you watch it from like the quarterback's perspective,
I know, but like
it was a good ball.
You can make
AJ was open. It was the corner had that like catch up speed to get in there and make the play.
The thing is, though,
I think that I honestly wasn't. At the time, I was like, "What are you doing?" But watching the film,
I don't think I agree.
I did not. I was not that upset with.
I don't think I agree because I think you take the points there. You go up 13-0. They at that point they had literally done nothing on offense. You can make it.
But like you.
But it's free points, and that would have ended up mattering.
You get it. Which I think you're showing confidence in your offense. If you get it,
that's fine. But you don't want to give them any type of spark plug. It's still early. But it's still early.
The Jaguars haven't done anything. Objectively, this game you want to put away, and then you can rest your starters. That's what they wanted to do.
I think you want to win the football game first.
Like what they did with the Giants.
Yeah, but that's because you dominated, and you did that the whole game.
Because they were dominating.
Yeah, but
it wasn't until like the Jags got life from bad officiating
Yeah.
and them stopping the tush push, which I mean nobody would have expected that.
Also, they were
So,
egregiously offsides on like half of those. Like
but yeah, and then
they were
also there was a false
egregiously
start on Trevor Lawrence they didn't call that led to a
the false
touchdown.
start
I
and then
think that was their last touchdown.
the delay of game too. When they
Yeah,
clearly
and
did
then there
not.
was the Avonte Maddox PI, which is like ticky tacky.
Yeah, I didn't agree with that either.
Whatever. They won the game. That's all that matters. This is a game that the one thing I'll say is to end this discussion
Yeah, okay.
is that is a game the Eagles would have lost last year for sure.
Like second half
This
of the
year
year.
they didn't lose.
Like second half of the
So
year, Eagles probably would have lost that.
second half of the year, Eagles. Honestly, even first half of the year, Eagles would have lost that game.
Could have, yeah.
I think Saquon's huge, and I think the defense is so much better this year than it was last year.
Enough ranting from the two of us.
Enough of that.
Rams Seahawks, man. Oh, what a fun one.
What a very fun one.
This you could argue was also the game of the week. 26-20 was the final score in overtime in favor of the Los Angeles Rams. I believe, let me just fact check this real quick. Come on, computer. Yep, that's 3 in a row for the Rams now.
Yeah.
Who found themselves at 1-4, and they're now 4-4, which is absolutely ginormous.
Game behind in the division.
Yeah, and they're a game behind. Bro, this is like reverse order of the standings. It's crazy.
Yeah, than what people projected.
Yeah. The Seahawks blew a 13-3 lead in this one. Which is again is not a good look because they've just been reeling, dude. But ever since starting 3-0, they've been absolutely
reeling pretty hard.
They really need to find some consistency, and I'm surprised.
And they didn't even have Puka.
No, yeah, and there was no like I'm surprised the Seahawks didn't try and make a move, today to save their season, because things are starting to fall apart in Seattle. They don't look good right now.
No.
That 103-yard pick six was crazy for the Rams. That was a horrible decision by Geno to throw that ball where he did. He still finished with 363 yards though, which I found to be quite funny considering they only put up 20 points. I mean, credit them. They went down the field and forced overtime, which was extremely impressive. But I think the biggest takeaway here, so Stafford was sacked 0 times. Geno Smith was sacked 7 times. That's where I think they lost the game.
Sacks are huge.
Yeah.
Also, Seattle, if you watched overtime, they had the ball and it was a 4th and 1 and they were in field goal range and they decided to go for it and the Rams stopped them. That was huge.
Yeah, that was huge.
Such a game changer for them.
I think they got all the way down to like the 16 or something. If I remember correctly.
They were. I'm pulling up the play-by-play just to see where they were at.
I think they were at the 16 if I remember. Because I was watching that.
They were at the Rams 16.
Rams 16.
They was 3rd and 1 and they stopped them for no gain.
Oh yeah, that's right.
4th and 1 they stopped them again.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
That's crazy. That's really impressive on them.
Yeah. How about the game from
the Seahawks were driving a little bit in that overtime.
Yeah, and then the Rams just stayed stout, man. They just stayed stout.
It up and they just went
crazy.
Pop, pop, pop.
How about the game?
4 plays and they went 83 yards.
How about the game from JSN, man? 7 catches, 180 yards, and 2 tutties. I mean, he's really, really shined.
This was
in the absence of DK Metcalf.
This was the first week. This was the week where every receiver taken in the 2023 draft scored a touchdown in the first round.
Really?
Every one of them besides Quinn Johnson scored 2 touchdowns, actually.
Wait, so Marvin Harrison scored twice. JSN.
No, Marvin Harrison wasn't. This is 2023 NFL draft.
I'm trying to think if he was.
In the first round, you had Garrett Wilson.
Oh, Garrett Wilson. Okay.
He scored. Well, I'm looking. I'm just. Jackson Smith-Njigba, he scored twice.
What's his name?
Quinn Johnson, he scored once. Zay Flowers, he scored twice. Jordan Addison, he scored.
Yeah, he scored.
And then Garrett Wilson scored.
Twice. Yeah, Garrett Wilson scored twice.
So yeah, they all scored.
That's crazy.
Crazy. Who would have thought?
Me. Yeah, I mean this is a very very important game, obviously for the NFC West. So like, I just want to take a look ahead and see what these schedules look like because the Rams are on a roll right now. Seattle is 1-5 in their last six, and they made zero moves today. So the Rams, they're home against Miami. They're at at New England, home against Philly, at New Orleans, home against Buffalo, at San Francisco, at New York Jets, home against the Cardinals, and then home against the Seahawks. That looks pretty manageable to me. There's a couple tough ones. They got the Eagles, but they do get them at home. They got the Bills, but they do get them at home. Um, they are going to have to go to San Francisco and then go cross country. They're doing a lot of traveling though. If you look at this, because
Yeah.
they're on the West Coast to play the Dolphins, and they're all the way on the East Coast to play the Patriots. Then they come home to play the Eagles. They go into the
Go
Bayou,
back to play the
play the
Saints.
Saints, and then they get to stay out there and play the Bills. Then they come
They're gonna stay out
home.
there for the
They
Rams
come
and then for the
home. They
Niners.
come home. Well, they come back to California to play the 49ers. Then they're at New York. Then they're in Arizona. And then they stay on the West Coast. So that's a lot of traveling,
Yeah,
man.
but objectively, that their next four, they should probably go 3-1, maybe 2-2.
Yeah, I would say that's pretty fair.
I would say so.
Yeah.
And then I guess Bills, Niners, Jets, Cardinals. Those last couple games are tough. But I think if you're going if they're starting to get on a roll,
Yeah.
you never know. They'll get Puka back. I know he had the injury, but he wasn't out for injury. He was out because he punched a dude. Helmet. Why would you punch somebody in the helmet? Oh, it's kind of stupid.
Yeah. So we'll see. I mean, the Rams are on a roll, and I think Seattle's got to get their shit together. And again, surprised they didn't make a move today, but maybe they're calling it in.
Yeah, we'll see.
All right, one more before the Sunday night game, which we'll touch on. Another big one, Detroit and Green Bay. Huge, man. Huge implications. And I tell you what, the Lions just look unreal. The Lions look phenomenal. They
Unbeatable,
win
man. Oh
24
my
to
lord.
12 in the cold, misting rain, cold, rainy. Um, and I think the Lions beating the Packers in their house in conditions that they should be comfortable playing in just speaks volumes about this Detroit team. 100%. I mean, they look absolutely unreal. And honestly, I think Jared Goff should
Yeah,
be higher in the MVP voting than he currently is. I
I concur.
he makes that. I mean, look, I know that a lot of people would paint him as a game manager, and I don't necessarily disagree. I don't think he's out there making plays that like, oh my god, my quarterback can't make that play, right? But he does it so well. Like that speaks. You need a guy like that to be successful. You can't just have some Joe Schmo coming in here, and he's doing it efficiently too. Like the amount, like they have. What was it? I saw a stat on the during the game the other day. It was like they have they have more touchdowns than incompletions since like week 2 or something. It's
Yeah,
it, it
they have. I just was double checking it because like last week they had more touchdowns than incompletions. I was just double checking. I think they have one more incompletion
that's
than
insane.
touchdowns going back the past 6 weeks.
That's insane. No, I think it's like week 2.
No, it's 6 weeks.
Six, is it
They have
6 weeks?
it's 6 weeks.
Okay,
Their past 6 weeks, they have one more incompletion than touchdowns.
bro. That's crazy. That's like the Commanders
Absolutely
punting
nuts.
stat for like the first 4 weeks. That's nuts. Um, Jordan Love's stock is really starting to trend down. Dude looks. I mean, do you think
See,
he's
I
hurt?
don't. I
You think
I, I
he's hurt
think I
still?
think this game he's hurt. His groin's hurt. The rain isn't good. I think Jordan Love is more Brett Favre esque than Aaron Rodgers. He's a gambler.
Yeah,
He likes to throw it deep. He'll
definitely a
throw
different
like a
type of
terrible
quarterback.
pick, but then he'll also throw like a really good like 80-yard bomb.
Yeah,
So I think that they have the bye leagues this week. Hopefully that will help him get healthy,
fair enough.
and we'll see what he can do next. But I'm not out on Jordan Love. I think he's still one of the better quarterbacks in the NFL.
I'm hanging in there on him. I don't know.
I think the Packers in general are still one of the better teams.
Oh
They
yeah,
probably will make the playoffs.
I would agree with that. I would agree with that. Yeah, that's a big win for Detroit. They maintain the number 1 overall seed in the NFC at 8-1. And I guess their competition
7-1.
7-1. Sorry, they had the their main competition right now being the Washington
And the
Commanders,
Eagles.
and I guess the Eagles, who are technically still the 5 seed at the wild card, which kind of stinks, but yeah. So
A Thursday night game, 2 weeks.
yeah, that's
going
gonna
to be enormous.
that's gonna be huge, man.
Enormous.
It's gonna be huge. All right, let's touch on Sunday Night Football. Colts and Vikings. Vikings get a much needed win, 21-10 over the Colts. Could have been cleaner.
Boring game.
Could have been cleaner. Yeah, it was kind of boring. Could have been cleaner for the
No
for the
offensive
Vikings.
touchdown for the Colts.
Yeah, it stinks. I think Flacco's.
Minnesota had a slow start on offense. Their defense played phenomenal.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So,
I think overall the Colts.
Minnesota's still really good.
I think overall the Colts O-line did a pretty good job of protecting Flacco, but I think his age is really starting to show a little bit, especially when he's not moving too well in the pocket. I mean, and the Vikings have a ferocious pass rush, which makes sense. Vikings dominated time of possession. It was like 37 to 23 minutes. Yeah, I mean, he had 3 turnovers. Darnold did in this game. So I think it could have been a lot cleaner. It could have been a blowout, to be honest. So yeah, the Vikings get a much needed win. Colts fall. And they're kind of in a weird predicament right now where they don't trust Anthony Richardson to start a football game. And they have to rely on Joe Flacco to be a playmaker at like 42 years old. So really tough situation for the Colts to be in. So we'll see if they can figure it out. Michael Pittman was fucking irrelevant in this one. Crazy to me.
Oh, the whole Colts offense was.
Oh my god, they were tough to watch at points. They were really tough, and they couldn't really lean on
Flacco.
Yeah, they couldn't really lean on JT either because he wasn't. They couldn't get him going.
He didn't do that well. The overall pretty uneventful game.
It was tough. But let's talk about last night.
Through some picks, still was good. But let's talk about last night.
Let's talk about last night, bro. The Bucks almost did everybody a huge favor, man.
Oh my god,
they were so close, and we'll get to the decision at the end of the game. The Chiefs, they remain unbeaten, dude. They remain
escape, I guess.
I don't know. I mean, they earned it. 30-24 was the final score.
They earned it.
Chiefs win in overtime in the rain, the miserable conditions yet again. Man,
it sucked for me, man. I stayed up. I lost by freaking 0.14 in fantasy.
Yeah.
After that, I was up by 40, 41, 42 points. All he had was Baker and Otten, and I had Chiefs defense, and I lost by
Otten,
0.14.
man. Otten, if you're one of the lucky ones that picked up Cade Otten, good for you. Because he did. He's balling out, man. Balling out.
He's the only one they can throw to.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, they're in a tough position with Godwin out for the year and Evans still sidelined. And they didn't really commit to the run as much as I think they should have. I think they should have tried to take more time off the clock than they did, especially when they went up 17-10. I thought they were going to try and run the ball. I mean, I
was kind of surprised they called that timeout on that last drive.
Yeah, me too.
And because they gave the Chiefs like 30 seconds.
It gave them a chance.
Oh my God, the Chiefs are going to go down the field and score a field goal.
Yeah, it didn't end up biting them in the ass or anything, but I don't know.
They got the coin toss, and they were obviously going to win. There was no doubts. They're inevitable. They're like Thanos.
Literally. But you go up 17-10, heading into the I think there was like 6 minutes left in the third quarter. Chiefs go on a drive and get a touchdown, and they go I think they went 3 and out after, and they threw it. No, the Bucks did. The Bucks went 3 and out, and then the Chiefs scored again to take the lead, and then they went 3 and out again, and then luckily they got a stop and they got the ball back and they went down the field. But I think you try and go on a drive. I think you just try and run it down their throats. I know the conditions weren't favorable for, running and planting your feet and getting good blocks and everything. But I mean, you saw the Chiefs run game start to come alive a little bit. And I don't know. I just feel like you should have tried more to take, time off the clock and just kind of limit the momentum that the Chiefs are obviously building towards the end of the third and into the fourth quarter, So I think the Bucks could have done that a little better, but obviously I think we got to talk about the decision not to go for it not to go for two at the end of the game. I don't know. I mean, defending champions in their house on the road, miserable conditions. You have
You're already injured a heck.
there. You have an
This win puts you up 500.
you have an
I don't know why
opportunity
you
to
don't go
win
for two
right there and then. And if you don't get the coin toss, which they didn't, everybody who was watching that game knew.
Everybody in the world knows the Chiefs are gonna go down and win.
Everybody knew, man. So I don't know. Like, I'm usually not one for that. I'm usually play it out, take your chances, to believe in your defense, whatnot. But I think this is one of those situations where I would have gone for it. That sucks. It stinks. It stinks.
Does suck. Dude, Mahomes is such a baby.
Bro,
He stepped on it awkwardly, his ankle on that one touchdown, and
bro,
he got like two people walking
so
him off the field. I'm
so
like, oh my
fucking
god, is he
cringe.
like really hurt? And then he's
Dude,
like fucking running around throwing passes on the sideline. He's such a
so
baby.
so cringy. It was so fucking cringy. I'm like, oh my god, I think he tore his ACL, and then they pan over him. He's like, I'm like, what the fuck?
Like,
Are you kidding me? Yeah.
It's a drama.
Come on, Eddie. Yeah, we're good. Yeah. Shut up. Come on.
I hate him.
I'm sick
I
of
hate
him.
so much.
I'm sick of him. I'm a hater. I don't care.
That's what people felt like when Brady was good.
I'm sick of him.
I love Brady. His last name, we're like brothers.
Yeah.
And he's the GOAT.
I'm
Is it
sick
only
of him.
because the Eagles beat him in the Super Bowl that I don't mind Brady?
I don't really care.
And I hate Mahomes because Mahomes beat the Eagles. And I hate Mahomes. He's a baby. He's a weenie.
Chiefs
baby.
are man unbeaten. Mark my words, though, Kyle. They will lose a game at home, and it might be next week. And I don't know if I'm going to pick them, but it might be next week. They're home. The Broncos, man. I told you.
Is that are you spoiling the KBTs for me?
Ooh, okay.
We want to go right into it.
Let's do it. Yeah, because now you piqued my interest. So now I want to know.
We're gonna go with after watching the Chiefs game and seeing that they kept it close, which they've done all fucking year, even though they still keep winning. But the fact that they kept it close, the Broncos. I mean, they ran into the buzzsaw Ravens, like the Ravens that you can't stop because, like, when the Ravens get rolling, like you cannot stop them.
Agreed.
But overall, the Broncos low-key have been pretty decent. And
agreed.
Spread right now, going into next week. I forgot what time they play, but let me pull up the score. Anyway, 8.5. It's 8.5 for a divisional game with a Broncos team, which is coming off a loss, but they will bounce back. And to get 15.5 with the KBTs, plus 15.5 on the Broncos, give it to me.
So that game, that's a 1 o'clock
all
game.
year. I don't think the Chiefs have had one like dominating win all year. I'm pulling up the Chiefs schedule. I just want to confirm this. I looked it up earlier.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if they've blown anyone out this year. And
their biggest wins were against the Niners, where they won by 10, the Chiefs, where they won by 13, and then everything else. Oh, and then everything else was like a touchdown. They haven't won by more than 13 all year, and that was against the Saints, who are terrible.
Yeah.
So, give me the Broncos plus 15.5.
Denver.
That's too many points.
Plus.
The public loves the Chiefs because it's all the dumb Swifty bettors. They're like, oh, I love the Chiefs. They're the best team ever. When if you watch them,
points.
They're low-key kind of not.
Give me the points.
I mean,
love
they kind of are, but they're kind of not. So
I love
15.5, that's too many points for a divisional game. The Broncos beat them last year. Granted, it was a meaningless game.
I agree.
They did. And so I like Broncos plus 15.5.
I agree.
Bo Nix has been playing really well.
Love that.
Give me that. That's the first leg.
Hundo.
The second leg, we're going to Germany.
Oh, dude, I hate this already. Last time we were overseas, Kyle, did not work out for us.
International. We didn't win.
We're looking for some redemption.
We are going to win. That was London. This is Germany.
Fair enough.
And in Germany, the points are going to be flying between these two garbage teams.
Really?
Give me the over. 34.5. This may seem like a crazy play because the Panthers objectively stink and the Giants objectively stink. But I had my research today because I had off for the election.
There you go.
I did my research today. If you take the Panthers points allowed per game and then the Giants point allowed per game and you add it together, you get like 45, which is way over this 34.5 with the KBTs. Then if you get if you add up the well, I think you get like almost 50. You get a lot of points.
Yeah.
I think it's like 20 for the Giants, something like 20 something for the Giants, and like 30 something for the Panthers. So like if you just do the defenses, that's good for the averages. If you do the points for, then it's a little less. It's about 30, so it's a little under that. But if you take like the average of the points for and the points against on both sides and you add them together, you get like what the actual line is. I think you get like 42. So I think that the Giants are better than people realize. If you look at all their games, the Giants games, this over 34 and a half hit every game except for 3, which was like the game against the Eagles where
It's
they
a
got
lot of
blown out and
games.
they sat their starters at the end of the half,
Okay.
end of the fourth. The other game was like 34 points, so it was like barely under.
Right.
And then I think the other one was the Chiefs Bengals game. I mean the Bengals Giants game, which was just a weird game. And then for the Panthers, every single one of their game has hit the over 34 and a half, except I think one, which was one of the games they got blown out earlier in the year. So I
Okay.
feel pretty confident about 34 and a half. You know, the
My
script writers, they want the German people organized.
they want to see some
The
points,
Panthers are
yeah.
kind of been on a roll. Not a roll, but they've looked better with Bryce Young. The
Well,
Giants are going to run all over them with Tyron Tracy and probably get a couple rushing touchdowns. All you need is 4 touchdowns and like a field goal. That's all you need for
last
this to
year's
work. 4
Germany
touchdowns and like 2
game.
field goals, 5 touchdowns. I think this is going to happen.
Do you remember
I think
last
it's going
year's
to be a better
Germany
game than
game?
people realize.
Do you remember
What?
last year's Germany game?
Yeah, but that was the Colts and that was
That was two bad
like the
teams.
that was like the
It was the Patriots
terrible
and
Bill Belichick
Colts.
Pats. That doesn't count.
My only
It doesn't
concern
count.
is that the Giants actually show up and like just completely dominate whoever's playing for the Panthers at quarterback.
Yeah, but if they completely dominate, I'm sure they'll score 30, and then the Panthers will get a garbage time touchdown.
All right, fair enough. Fair enough.
I like it. I 34 and a half. I think these
I think
these
it's
two
hey, I
teams
think it's very
are a
manageable.
little underrated
I think it's
by
very
the public.
manageable.
I think it's very doable. 34
Yeah.
and a half.
All right.
I think it is. I did the maths. I like the numbers. I give me the 34 and a half. The next game. Sorry, Aaron.
Ooh.
Steelers plus 10.
Ooh, okay.
Steelers, every game this year,
So we've
they've
got
covered plus 10. Mike Tomlin, after a bye week,
my phone just
straight up
overheated.
is like 16-3. I looked it up earlier, but he's like 16 and I'm going to just double check it. So I'm not spitting lies.
So you guys can hear
Bye
Kyle,
week.
I can't right now.
I believe he's 16. Yeah, he's 13 and
Working on getting it back.
after bye week.
My
That's
phone
not
died.
6 and 3.
Oh, interesting.
I imagined a couple wins, but 13-4
All
after
right.
a bye week
Give me a
straight up.
sec, guys.
That's pretty good.
Working on getting it back.
And
Cut out mid
where'd you
conversation.
go?
We're working on
Technical
getting
difficulties,
Kyle
guys.
back here. I'm sure he gave a
Awesome.
very good explanation, though.
But yeah,
I'm sure he
13
did.
and 4
And I hope we're not talking
after
over each
the
other,
buys. That's very good. And hopefully you can
which
still
we
hear
probably
me.
are.
And I think the Commanders are a little overrated right now. They'd lost the game if they wasn't for the
1 second.
the Hail Mary.
Phone died.
And also that
You're not even looking at me.
yeah, they would have lost the game if it wasn't for the Hail Mary, you know? I'm trying to get this guy back on the phone. I don't know if he can even hear me right now. But yeah, sorry, Aaron, that the Steelers are going to win.
Hold on, Kyle. I'm coming back. Don't worry.
Technical difficulties.
Holy shit. Right at the end of the show, too. Terrible. Yeah, you can't hear me, though, but I like it. I like it so far. I don't know about that Steelers, though. We'll see. My freaking phone died. Crazy. All right. Let's call Senior Kyle back.
And the last one is it's hello?
Okay.
I think I might have got him.
Do I have you?
Hello? Oh.
Do I have you?
Oh, I lost him again. This is terrible. I blame I don't even know what I blame.
Hold on, folks.
Oh. Hello? Oh.
Hold on. All right, do I have you?
Hello?
I have you. My phone
I
died.
got
I
him.
had my phone plugged in the entire time, and it somehow died.
Oh, you fool! What were you doing?
My phone's literally on its last gasp of air right now. I need a new
His
phone.
phone was dying.
I have a 6-year-old
He needs a
iPhone.
new phone.
Yeah, and it's not good. No bueno. Yeah.
Yeah, just get the battery replaced. That's what I did with
No, I'm
mine.
just gonna get a new phone.
Dude, I got the battery. It was like 80
No,
bucks, and
I'm
now
pretty
I'm
sure
all
I
good.
get a free phone if I get a new
Oh
phone.
well, then good for you.
I need a new phone.
But did you hear Steelers are actually
Steelers,
13-4
Steelers plus. I
after
heard.
the
I
bye
heard Steelers plus 10, and then my phone
under
died.
Mike Tomlin?
I heard nothing, but I said I'm sure Kyle's giving a
Yeah,
very good
Steelers are plus 10.
explanation. All right. So wait, Steelers plus 10. Huh?
Steelers plus 10 because Mike Tomlin is 13-4 straight up after a bye week. I think he's 11 and I guess 6
Interesting.
against the spread after a bye week.
That's
So
very
I
interesting.
hopefully those 4 losses he covered the spread at least.
Well,
Because
maybe I'll take the Steelers straight up
I don't
then.
know,
Maybe.
but I like the Steelers plus 10.
Okay.
The Commanders also against like better defenses like Chicago
Yeah,
and even the
you
Giants. They
have
have a
seen him
really good pass
struggle.
rush.
You have seen
They
him struggle.
they have struggled a little bit
This is
against
a
good pass
this is a
rushers.
tested defense as well. I'll
The
tell you
Bucks
that.
too.
This is a tested defense.
I think the Steelers might win straight
I
up.
think I might pick the Steelers straight
And
up as
I think
well.
plus 10 is a lot of points. Just considering the Steelers, every game this season they've covered that.
Yeah.
They haven't lost by double digits this season.
Love it. Love it. Grade A.
I like it a lot. And
All
then
right.
our last leg, this is just a homer pick / the fact that the KBTs
Ooh.
is undefeated when adding a leg when someone of the picks podcast is at the game. Give me the Eagles money line pretty much. The Eagles minus a half.
Eagles.
Our boy Matt will be
money
in Dallas
line.
for the game.
Yes, sir.
So that's we've been undefeated just picking that. So that's where I'm going with.
I love that.
I'm sorry the Eagles have been a lot of KBTs, but I mean,
Hey man,
they've been good on them.
I don't think anyone gives a
But
shit if it works.
you gotta if it's the KBTs, a picks podcaster is at the game, you have to
Dude,
include it in.
There you go.
Undefeated 2-0 when that happens.
There you go.
And let's make it 3-0.
I love it. So
that's our KBTs. It's to recap, we got the Germany game. We got over 34.5. Then we have the Broncos plus 15.5. A lot of points. Then you got Steelers plus 10 at the Commanders. And then at 425, you got Eagles money line.
Dude,
Matt will be at the game.
I love it.
Cooper Rush is starting. Dallas season is over. CeeDee Lamb's banged up.
Odds on that?
Dallas can't.
What are the odds on that?
It's plus 180. Every week it's plus 180.
Plus 180.
He's always plus 180.
I love that.
KBTs right now, if you've been putting $100 on it ever since the beginning of the season, you're up $220. If you've been putting on it since the heaters began 5 weeks ago, you are currently up $620.
We like money here at the Picks Podcast. We love money.
Just giving away money, guys. Tell your friends.
I love it,
Get
dude.
them to listen to this podcast because we're just giving away money.
I love it. I love it.
Give us your vote. Give us your vote with your views.
So
Kamala could never give away this much money to the common people.
No, definitely not. What was I gonna say? You kind of not stole my thunder, but you touched on something that I did want to talk about. And we'll do like a quick week 10 preview here. I think the Steelers might just win. I really do.
Dude, I think they are too.
I think they might just win.
Aaron,
I
love plus 10.5.
Dude,
I love that line. I love it.
That's
my favorite leg of the KBT.
It's a good Steelers. It's a great Steelers defense. It's a tested Steelers defense. Like you said, they don't get blown out all the time. You've got a rookie quarterback who he's been kind of tested this year. Like they said, they played Chicago. He did do well against Tampa Bay, but I mean, this is another the Steelers defense is a whole different animal, and I think we'll finally see Daniels. I don't want to say he's gonna have a shitty game, but I think he's gonna
against objectively good pass rushes. I mean, Bucks week 1.
Yeah.
Which I mean they're healthy. Then you had Giants. Giants have been competitive with them, and granted it's in division, but they have one of the better pass rushes in the league.
Yeah.
Then you had the Bengals kept it close. They had Trey Hendrickson.
Yeah.
The Cardinals don't have a pass rush. They blew him out. Browns had Deshaun Watson quarterback, even though they have Myles Garrett, which I think he was banged up.
Yeah,
going into
really.
that game, if I remember correctly.
He was.
He might have even left. Then you had the Ravens. That game was close. They don't really have pass rush. Panthers, that was a blowout. Bears, they're close. That's a good defense.
That was close,
I think
too.
these commies are a little
I think they do.
overrated right now.
I don't
I
think
mean,
they're.
they're the
I don't
story.
know.
I'm not saying they aren't good. I'm not saying they aren't good. They're one of the better teams, but I think they're a little overvalued right now.
I think
I
they're.
really like
I think they're
Steelers.
perfectly rated. I just think the Steelers are. It's a rookie quarterback against a great defense situation. That's all I think it is. So
No,
I'm.
I think they're overrated because I think this game should be a pick 'em and not plus
Well,
3.
they're probably getting the points because they're at home. But like,
They're at
I
home, but
get
I
the
still
sentiment.
think if anything, it should be minus. It should be like a 1 point line.
Yeah, yeah. All right, fair enough.
I think
We've
the
also
Steelers are getting
got
disrespected.
49ers at Buccaneers. That is a fun one. That's a fun one. I don't. Are we gonna get McCaffrey? Is McCaffrey back this?
Yeah, McCaffrey's all signs indicate
He's back.
McCaffrey's a go.
They activated him. Let's go, dude.
They
So we've
activated
got
him. He's practicing.
yeah. So we've got Tampa Bay who's desperately trying to keep pace with Atlanta. They've lost, as Kyle said earlier, they've lost twice to them already this year. So they need every win they can get. 49ers, they're no longer cruising in the NFC West, so they need every win they can get. This is going to be a fun,
that should be a really good
fun game. But if you look at the line, Bucks at home, 49ers are minus 6.5. That's a lot of points. So I don't know.
That makes sense though. No, it depends on the book. My ESPN bet has him at minus 5.5.
I saw 6.5. I'm just on Pro Football Reference. 5.5.
It might have moved.
Okay.
It's
All right,
5.5.
That sounds a
now.
little more reasonable. But yeah, that's going to be just an objectively good football game to watch. I think we'll see some surprises in that one.
Not really that many good games.
I think
next
Broncos
week,
Chiefs is a good game.
You got that.
Broncos,
you got Steelers Commanders.
Broncos Chiefs.
Got the Thursday
That's a
night
huge
game,
one. That is a
Bengals
big
Ravens.
one.
That should be a good game.
Looking around
huge.
here.
Um,
Jets Cardinals. I think
Broncos,
that
Chiefs,
will
I
be
think that's gonna be
entertaining.
a good
Obviously,
game.
Eagles Cowboys. It's Eagles Cowboys. So hopefully it's an entertaining game. Well, hopefully for me it's not, and they just blow. They kick the shit out of them. That'd be fun. But Lions Texans. I think the Lions should win that one. I don't think that's a trap game in my opinion, especially with the way that Stroud's been playing in that new look.
Yeah, I agree. Especially
They're
Nico might
not.
play.
Yeah, they're not sure yet. He hasn't been activated yet. And then Dolphins Rams on. I think that could be a good game. I think we could. You know what? I think
that should be a good game.
I think you take the over in that game.
50.5. That's a little steep.
I think you take the over. I know it's a lot of points, but I think you take the over in that one. I don't think that
Yeah.
I mean, think about it. Gino had almost 400 yards passing, and they only put up 20 points. But if they didn't turn the ball over 4 times, like they could have easily put up 30 or more. You know, and like the Rams haven't been especially good on defense. I think they've been a little better this year than they were, or a little bit more, maybe more consistent this year than they were last year. But I don't think they're that good. And obviously the Dolphins, I mean, they just lost a shootout against the Bills, so I think you take the over in that one. As to who wins, Rams are hot, Dolphins ain't. I don't know. Could be either way. I have to think about that one. So yeah, I think there's a few good. I think there's a few good ones this week.
Very interesting.
Like Kyle said, I will be in Dallas though for the.
Why would you do that,
for
Sam?
the Eagles and
Why would
Cowboys?
You hack my
Do you hear me?
AirPods?
What?
Sam hacked my AirPods. This is a disaster. I'm gonna forget your AirPods on my phone.
I hope we're getting your audio on the stream. That'd be funny. Everyone say hi to Sam Eston. This is Kyle's girlfriend. Oh my god.
I'm working now.
Okay, we
a lot of
got
technical
you.
difficulties.
I was just saying, like you alluded to earlier, I will be in Dallas for the game. Flying in Friday, coming back Monday, so it'll be a boys' trip. My brother and I are going. My brother, the Cowboys fan. Mostly Eagles fans going though, so that'll be fun. Fun little trip.
Mm-hmm.
First time at Jerry World, so I can't wait to see the corporate Cowboys in person, bro. Maybe I'll take Jerry Jones' helicopter to the field. That'd be sick.
Maybe.
Did you hear about that this week?
Well, yeah, he showed up. Well, I thought that was I didn't think that was this week.
That was like Wednesday. That was like last Wednesday.
Oh my god.
So Jerry Jones.
Right, last week.
Yeah, he interrupted Cowboys practice by landing his helicopter on the field, and the Cowboys were forced to briefly clear the field to make room for his helicopter.
Yeah.
Dude, that team is in fucking shambles. Like they're literally in
Oh
the
my
middle of practice,
lord.
like, all right, like we've just lost 2 in a row. We're just trying to get our shit together, and then a fucking helicopter lands on the field, and it's the owner, like, "What's up, boys?" And it's like, dude, we're just trying to get better. Like,
Yeah.
uh, if you guys didn't see my shirt, look, this is a pick shirt. So,
Big shirt. This
um,
is a Saquon shirt, but
this is a pick shirt. So what I want to do for y'all, I want to make some hoodies because it's winter. You want to be warm and cuddly while you're
I'm gonna
watching
be warmed
football.
up.
So like I want to make some hoodies for y'all. So I'm gonna post something maybe tomorrow about that. So if you guys are interested, I want to get like anywhere between like 13 and 15 orders. If I can do that, I can make them affordable for you guys to buy, and then we can all get one and be cool about it. And like if I know you
Warm about it.
personally, bro,
It's
I
gonna be
will
free because you're gonna if you're betting the
no
KBTs.
shipping. I will literally bring it to you if I know you like that.
As will I. I will also bring it
We'll
to you.
divvy up the shipment here, dude. We'll get those hoodies to you.
And
So,
for our international audience, you can also get shipped. First
uh,
watching international.
yeah, maybe.
'Cause-
No promises, but we'll see. All right, so let's wrap it up here. Stay on the lookout this week for merch. I'll let y'all know, and then stay tuned this week. I'll be in Dallas if you guys want to see what Dallas is all about. I'm gonna learn for the first time. And obviously get out there and vote. Actually, I don't think you can if you're
Can't vote there anymore. The polls are closed.
on the East
Matt.
Coast. Nah, you can.
Well, yeah, if you're not on East
If you're in
Coast,
the
you
West
don't vote.
Coast, you can vote still. So get out there and vote. Who'd you vote for, Kyle?
I'm not telling who I voted for.
I just
Why
want-
would I? Say? I
I know.
voted for bye week.
I
I
know.
voted for Eagles to win Super Bowl.
I just wanted to see.
I voted for KBTs.
Yeah, there you go. I just wanted to see.
KBTs for 2024.
I wanted to see what you would say to that. I didn't want you to actually tell me.
Just put it on video for everyone
Yeah,
to
dude.
see.
I'm trying to get you.
But it's important to vote.
Yeah, it is important to vote. So get out there and vote. Stay on the lookout for merch and check out Dallas with me over this weekend. So that'll do it for us.
Hammer that KBT.
Hammer the KBTs. We love money. And we will see y'all next week, 7:30 Eastern Standard Time on Tuesdays. I'm Matt. This is Kyle. Peace out, everybody.
Peace.